The cameras never stop rolling, but sometimes the real drama happens when no one is watching. For years, at Brat and at Judy Official were the picture-perfect couple, laughter, matching outfits, surprise gifts. Fans called them #goals. But last month, something happened behind closed doors that left even their closest friends speechless. Late one night, Judy walked into the living room and found Brat sitting in the dark, her hands trembling, her eyes red from tears. When Judy asked what was wrong, Brat whispered for words that changed everything. It's the kind of words you can't take back. The kind of truth that makes you question every moment you thought was real. This is the untold story of that night. Stay until the end, because once you hear this confession, you'll never see them the same way again. #DABrat, #BBJudy, #drama alert, #celebrity secrets from the outside. At Brat and at BBJUDYOFFICIAL looked unshakable. Every Instagram post sparkled with happiness, coordinated outfits, candlelit dinners, backstage kisses before big shows. Fans filled the comments with #couple goals, convinced these two were built to last forever. They had a rhythm only true love could create, and they made it look effortless. But perfection has a way of hiding cracks. It started with small things. Brat began drifting during conversations, staring at her phone like the world inside it mattered more than the one she shared with Judy. Their morning coffee ritual turned into silent scrolling sessions. Where there used to be laughter, there was now a thin layer of unspoken tension. Judy noticed the late nights first. She'd wait up on the couch, TV flickering in the background as hours ticked past. When Brat finally walked through the door, she'd offer a quick kiss, mumble something about studio sessions, and disappear into the bedroom without another word. At first, Judy believed her. She knew the music industry could eat up entire nights. But it wasn't just the late hours, it was the way Brat's eyes looked afterward. Tired, distant, like her thoughts were somewhere else entirely. One Thursday evening, Judy was clearing the dinner table when she heard a soft buzz. Brat's phone sat on the counter, screen lighting up. A name flashed. M. Judy froze. She didn't recognize the name, and the heart emoji stabbed at her chest. She told herself not to overreact. Maybe M was a friend from the industry, maybe it was nothing. But when she asked casually, Brat laughed and said, "Just a friend." Too quickly, too rehearsed. Judy caught the way, her gaze flickered away, unable to meet her eyes. From that night on, Judy felt the change deepen. Hugs became brief, kisses felt distracted. The music in the house stopped playing. Even their dog seemed confused by the shift. Judy found herself scrolling through old pictures, birthdays, vacations, goofy selfies, just to remember how they used to be. Weeks later, on a cold Sunday night, Judy sat alone in the living room. Rain tapped against the windows. Brat had promised to be home by 9, but the clock read 12:17 a.m. when the door finally opened. Judy watched her wife walk in quietly, avoiding eye contact. She smelled faint traces of expensive perfume, not the one Judy wore. Brat set her bag on the table and headed to the bathroom without a word. Judy's chest tightened. She glanced at the bag. Something about it seemed heavier than usual. The leather edges worn from being carried all night. She didn't want to snoop. She hated the idea of not trusting the person she loved most. But the gnawing feeling in her stomach pushed her forward. Slowly, she unzipped the bag. Inside, under a tangle of receipts and headphones, was a plain white envelope. No name, no return address. Her fingers trembled as she pulled it out. It wasn't sealed. Inside was a single folded sheet of paper. Judy unfolded it and saw a photo, a candid shot of Brat standing close to someone she didn't recognize. The angle looked intimate, too intimate. Behind the photo was a handwritten note in neat, slanted letters. "She still means everything to me. Don't tell her yet." Judy's heart pounded so hard she could hear it in her ears. The words felt like a physical blow. She read them again and again, trying to make sense of what they meant. Who wrote this? Why did Brat have it? And most of all, who was she? Before she could process it further, she heard the bathroom. Door creak open. Judy, what are you doing? Brat's voice was low, cautious. Judy turned slowly, the envelope still in her hand. Their eyes locked, and she saw the color drain from Brat's face. For a moment, neither spoke. The sound of the rain outside filled the silence between them. Finally, Judy managed to say, "Do you want to explain this?" Her voice cracked on the last word. Brat's gaze dropped to the floor. "It's not what you think. Then what is it?" Judy demanded, her chest tightening. "I can't." "Not right now," Brat whispered. Brushing past her toward the bedroom, Judy stood there. The envelope trembling in her hand, feeling as if the air had been pulled from the room. She wanted to scream. She wanted to run after her. She wanted to believe this was just a misunderstanding, but deep down, she knew something had changed. The perfect picture had been cracked wide open, and there was no going back. Hashtag #DA_Brat, hashtag #BBJudy, hashtag love drama, #secrets, hashtag heartbreak. At @DBrat, at BBJUDYOFFICIALJUDY. Barely. Slept that night. The envelope lay on the nightstand between them like a silent witness. Its weight heavier than any argument they had ever had. She could hear at Brat's breathing, slow and steady, as if she had drifted into sleep without a care. But Judy's mind was a storm. Flashes of the mysterious photo, the handwriting, the heart emoji in her phone, all swirling together into something she couldn't ignore. By morning, the air between them felt thick. Judy made coffee but didn't speak. Brat moved around the kitchen quietly, her usual playful energy replaced by something guarded. Every time their eyes met, one of them would look away. Finally, Judy set her mug down hard enough to make a sharp sound. "We can't just pretend last night didn't happen," she said. Brat sighed, leaning against the counter. "I told you it's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," Judy snapped, her voice breaking. "Who is she? And why do you have a note saying she still means everything to you?" Brat didn't answer right away. Shrugged, her hands over her face as if trying to gather courage. "It's complicated. Complicated." Judy's voice rose. "Do you know how that sounds? You disappear at night, you hide phone calls, and you keep a photo of you and some stranger. Like it's some treasure." "I didn't want to hurt you, Brat said softly. Judy laughed bitterly. "Hurt me? You think not telling me is better? You think letting me find it like that makes it easier?" Brat took a step forward, her eyes glassy. "Judy, please, The ringtone cut her off. Both of them froze. The sound came from Brat's phone on the counter. The name lit up the screen. M. Judy's stomach twisted. "Answer it," she said, her tone flat. Brat hesitated, then picked it up. "Yeah, I can't talk right now," she said quickly, her voice low. She listened for a few seconds, her face unreadable, before hanging up. "Who was that?" Judy's words were slow and deliberate. Brat closed her eyes. "Someone from my past." "That's not an answer," Judy shot back. "I'll tell you everything," Brat said, her voice breaking. "But not here. Not like this. Please just give me until tonight." Judy crossed her arms. "Why? So you can make up a story?" "No," Brat said, shaking her head. "Because I need you to understand it the way I'm going to tell it. I need you to hear all of it." The hours crawled by. Judy tried to distract herself with work, but her mind kept replaying every moment of their relationship, wondering which ones were real and which ones were just a cover. That evening, they met in the living room. Brat sat on the couch, fidgeting with the hem of her hoodie. Judy sat across from her, arms folded, heart pounding. "I've been keeping something from you," Brat began. Something I should have told you a long time ago. But I was scared you'd see me differently. Judy didn't blink. Try me. Brat opened her mouth, and then her phone rang again. She swore under her breath, silenced it, and put it face down on the table. Sorry, she muttered. Judy shook her head in disbelief. You're unbelievable. Serious, Brat said, her voice urgent. This is not about cheating. It's not about love for someone else, but it is about someone I used to be close to. And something that happened before you. Judy leaned forward. Then say it. Right now. Brat's voice dropped. Can't hide this anymore. And just as the words left her lips, a loud knock rattled the front door. They both froze. Judy's eyes darted toward the door. Who the hell is that? Brat didn't answer. She just stared at the door, her face pale, her hands trembling. The knock came again. Harder. This time, Judy stood, her chest tightening. Is it her? Brat's silence was all the answer Judy needed. The tension was so heavy, it felt like the room itself was holding its breath. Open it, Judy demanded. Brat hesitated, and then slowly got up, each step toward the door sounding louder than the last. When she opened it, the sight on the other side made Judy's world tilt. There stood a woman neither had seen in years, holding a small box. Eyes filled with something between sadness and hope. #Brat, #BBJudy, #relationship drama. #heartbreak. #truth revealed at Brat. At BBJUDYOFFICIALTHE woman at the door stepped inside without waiting for an invitation. Judy's eyes followed her every move, searching for answers in her face. She was striking, maybe a few years younger than Brat, with an aura that suggested she was no stranger to this kind of storm. The small box in her hands looked worn, its edges frayed from time. Brat closed the door slowly and turned toward Judy. This is Monica, she said, her voice quiet, almost trembling. Judy's stomach dropped. She whispered under her breath. Monica nodded politely, then set the box on the coffee table between them. I think it's time she told you everything, she said, glancing at Brat. Judy's pulse roared in her ears. I'm listening. Brat took a deep breath. Before everything we've built, there was her. We weren't just friends. We were in love. We had plans, dreams, but then something happened that ripped us apart, and I never thought I'd see her again. Judy's eyes narrowed. So you kept this a secret from me our entire relationship? It's not that simple, Brat replied, her voice breaking. When we ended, it wasn't because I stopped caring. It was because she left, for reasons she never explained. And then 2 months ago, she reached out. She told me something I couldn't ignore. Monica opened the box. Inside was a stack of old letters, photos, and a single hospital bracelet. She slid the bracelet across the table toward Judy. Judy picked it up, reading the faded writing. Date a patient ID and D.A. Brat's name. What is this? D.A. Brat's hands shook. 2 years before I met you, Monica and I, we were going to have a child together, but there were complications. We lost the baby. I didn't handle it. Well, and we fell apart. I buried that part of my life so deep, I thought it would never surface again. But when Monica contacted me recently, she told me something I never expected. She's been raising a little girl, and she believes she's mine. Judy stared at her, stunned. And you didn't tell me? Brat admitted, her eyes pleading. Scared you'd think I still loved her. Scared you'd leave me. Scared of how it would change us. Monica spoke softly. I didn't come here to break you two apart. I came because the little girl keeps asking about her other mom. She deserves to know the truth. Silence filled the room. Judy's mind raced through every moment of their relationship, every unexplained late night, every avoided question. Now, all of it had a reason, one she never could have guessed. Tears blurred her vision. You should have trusted me. She whispered, we could have faced this together. Brat moved closer, reaching for her hand. I'm sorry. I let my fear control me, but I don't want to lose you. Not over this. I want you to meet her. I want you to be part of her life too, if you can. Judy pulled her hand away, her chest heavy. I need time to think. The three women sat in silence, the weight of unspoken emotions pressing down on them. Monica closed the box and stood. I'll give you 2 space, but please, think about her. She's just a little girl who wants answers. When Monica left, Brat and Judy sat facing each other, the air between them thick with pain and possibility. The confession had cracked something open, but whether it would break them or make them stronger. Neither of them knew. Judy, finally, spoke, I'm not promising anything, but I'll meet her. Brat's eyes filled with tears of relief. That's all I ask. They sat together in the quiet, both knowing that nothing would ever be the same again. Hashtag Brat, hashtag BBJudy, hashtag emotional confession, hashtag love and truth, hashtag life-changing. At Brat, at BBJUDYOFFICIALIF, you've made it this far. You know this is more than just a story. It's a reminder that love is messy, complicated, and sometimes full of secrets we're too scared to share. What would you do if you were in BBJudy's place? Could you forgive? Or would this be the end? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We're reading every single one. And don't forget, this is just part of a much bigger journey. There's more to come, and the next chapter might just change your opinion about everything you've heard today. So make sure you hit that like button, share this video with someone who loves a good twist, and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss what happens next. At Brat, at BBJUDYOFFICIAL, hashtag drama alert, hashtag relationship goals, hashtag truth and lies, hash viral story, hashtag love uncovered, hashtag BBJudy strong.